starting to.
Yeah.
Let's see. So let's talk about the mindset shift. Going from institutional structure to entrepreneur chaos. What was the biggest shock for you?
I think for me, the term institutionalized, I think that term doesn't just apply to inmates. I think because, spending so many years inside working as, you also become institutionalized. The way that you think, the way that you conduct yourself, even since I'm not working there, to this day, I still it still makes me nervous if I see someone walking up or walking by me with their hands in their pocket, or when I go somewhere public, I'm always scanning just to kind of see what kind of people are in there, right?
Yeah.
I think, going from working in a prison, everything being on a time, everything being, they're having order. I think it's definitely a transition going from that to just kind of being on your own and just kind of doing your thing and running a business.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it doesn't stop when you're, even for me that I resigned. I didn't retire. I resigned. I quit.
Yeah.
That's the difference. I think it's still something that I've gotten a lot better, but it's still something that I still kind of struggle with, going from institution to real life, everyday in my business and stuff like that. Because one of the things that we have in prison is authority, right? And the way that you conduct yourself with inmates. And for me, I never got I was never one to being told no. Mm-hmm. So even in everyday life, when someone tells me no for whatever, I don't like that answer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I go to a restaurant and I say, hey, can I, how long is your wait? Oh, they're gonna be it's an hour. Can you get me in a little early? They say no. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, fuck you too, then, So, but yeah, man, it's a struggle, man. It's a struggle for.
I mean, how did you how are you rewiring your identity? You go from being a CEO to pretty much the CEO of your life now. You're an entrepreneur. So how do you go about that?
It's a process, man. It's a process. And there's a lot of things that you have to unlearn, right? So in a career, especially with, we talk about CEOs, that's where, spend a lot of my time.
Yeah.
Is you're taught, you're conditioned to believe everything they have in place for you is the way.
Yeah.
Let me explain. 457, retirement, your medical insurance. Those are some of the things. You're going to work for 30-some years, and at 57, you're going to retire with 2.5%. Those are some of the things that you accept because you accepted that career, right?
Yeah.
Transition now to being your own boss, to being, in charge of your own life. You see that lifestyle doesn't coincide or doesn't mix well with a businessman or entrepreneur or a CEO of your own life, right?
Yeah.
Because what I have in place now for me and my family, as far as retirement, investments, personal investments that I made, are completely different from what had put in place for me. Mm-hmm. What they have in place for employees, myself included, when I was there, is to keep them trapped in that system, right? A lot of people don't think of that, but that's exactly what they're doing. Is the moment you accept that job, you're accepting 30 plus years, especially if you're young, right? 30 some years of your life to be spent a certain way, to work X amount of days a week. If you want to make more money, you spend even more fucking time at work.
Yeah.
As opposed to now, like I mentioned, I have my own retirement account set up, my own investment account set up, my own different investments that I have built now that I'm working for myself or I'm my own boss.
Yeah.
Right. That don't mix with what they had in place.
Yes.
And to be honest, what they have in place is to keep somebody trapped in the system.
Yeah, I kind of feel like how you're describing it is to give you good enough, but not good, but good enough to where you're gonna be comfortable and just say, you know what else is there to do?
Just good. That's a perfect way to put it. just good enough,
Yeah,
right? What
just
keeps people in the job loyal to the career,
Yeah.
right? You get stuff that's good enough. It's never enough to be financially free, but
Yeah.
it's just good enough. Even when somebody does 10 overtimes a month, right? There's a cost to that.
Yeah.
There's a cost to that, and a lot of people are very easy to give up more time of their life that they're never going to get back to a job
Yeah.
in exchange for X amount of dollars, right? I think this idea of trading time for money, I think it's something that, we all grew up. I was working, jobs, 9-to-5 jobs, but going from that mindset to now not necessarily trading my time for money or working a job, it's a whole nother world. It's a whole nother world, whole nother mindset. But this one, I control my life.
Yeah.
This one had me by the balls.
Yeah.
I was a prison in their system. Yes, I was an employee, but
You were able to go home, but you had to go back the next day.
you have to go back the next day. Another thing is, how do you give someone good enough so they can just be satisfied but never happy?
Yeah.
Is you give them a raise every year, right? Every year or whatever, how long they negotiate a contract, right? Is they're going to negotiate a small percent raise every year to give people good enough, but never good enough to be financially free and happy.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's definitely a different mindset going from career oriented, having a job, to going to this kind of lifestyle now.
Yeah.
So.
Is there anyone in your life that played a role in that mindset that you kind of built for like entrepreneurship? Anyone that influenced you, kind of was in your ear?
I think for me, kind of like looking back at my mom. My mom was a single parent. She worked 3 jobs sometimes just to make it with three kids, 3 boys. Yeah. And there was times where she took on like a little side hustle, selling, this or selling that, whatever she could get her hands on to make an extra buck. And then I look at like now, she's retired now. She's, she just hikes all day. That's all she does. She likes to go out. But I think for me, that played a big role in the decision I wanted to make, because for one, I saw how my mom struggled just to even put food on the table with jobs, right?
Yeah.
And mind you, things back then weren't as expensive as they are now, right? But if you look at today, things are more expensive, but wages haven't caught up to how much it costs now, like even just to buy a house, right?
Yeah.
So I think like I mentioned, I look back on my mom's life, like when she was raising us, and I look at her struggles and then kind of like what she had to go through to make it. And then I look at like, that's not the kind of life I want for my son, my family, and then even for her moving forward now, because she's retired, I help her out, stuff like that. So I'm able to do that now. And then more recent, like when it came to like investments, when it came to like business, obviously there's like a couple mentors that I talked to about 5 years ago. Yeah, about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when I was curious about starting a side hustle, when I was curious about starting investments in like the stock market, things like that.
Yeah.
There's people that I paid to teach me what they learned.
Yeah.
So I don't have to like try to learn everything on my own, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what belief system did you have to unlearn from the correctional system in order to win in entrepreneurship?
Everything.
Just an open book.
I think, like I mentioned, man, like being a CEO, you're conditioned to believe certain things.
Yeah.
And even with the people around you, you guys, myself included, right? Because I wasn't there. We all kind of believe the same thing when it comes to like fucking religion, politics, when it comes to all that. We all share the same views, right? And even if you didn't, At one point you will, because you work together.
Yeah.
And you're right every single day. But I think the main thing for me, what I had to unlearn, is this idea that spending 30 plus years in a career was the only way to live your life. Mm-hmm. I think for me, that was a shit plan. And it wasn't something that I thought about in the beginning. Deep down, I didn't want to do it, but I did because it was a good paying job. It had benefits, a pension, and all that set up for you, right? So I didn't have to do all that. It's already set up for you. So it seems like it's worth doing it. For a lot of people, it is, right? A lot of people, they're happy. They did it for X amount of years, and that's fine. But for me, I had to unlearn all that. Yeah. That one job was going to be everything: my retirement, my pension, my medical insurance, my bread and butter to make money. If I want to make more money, I spend more time at work. Yeah. So I had to unlearn all that. And then I had to learn this new mindset and accept this new mindset of working for yourself and doing everything, setting up everything for yourself, which is a lot better than what someone else can do for you.
Yeah, yeah. You know, sometimes it might seem harder, but I think it's all worth it at the end, you know?
It's all worth it at the end, man.
And then also with like unlearning habits, I think like a lot of people say, like online mentors that I study, like, you know, you're going to be that fifth person. Like you hang out with 4 bad people, you're going to be the 5th bad person. And it just all depends how you want to live. You know, everyone has a different vision.
That's correct.
And so let's talk about building your business. Like, why Amazon influencer? Out of all the online hustles options, what made you bet on this?
So when I was working at the correctional prison, I started learning reselling. This concept of reselling, buying products for lower and selling them for more. Right? You kind of see that behavior in prison, right? When inmates are like getting stuff, they're flipping it for more. They're slanging services, haircuts, all that stuff, right? But for me, it was like, you know, I want to do this, but more like in a, obviously not a legal way, but like be legit. So I came across opportunity with Amazon. I had a former colleague who used to work there. He's an entrepreneur now too. Tell me about it. So I dove in, started doing research, started doing it, so I started selling on Amazon. So I grew that to where it was I was making about anywhere from 8 to like 12 grand a month in profit. And then holidays, since it was more busier, I would do like about 17 to like 20, right? That was my highest month in December, every December. So, but then I came across this opportunity with Amazon Influencer, right? And basically all that is affiliate marketing, right? So for me, at the point where I had already built a side hustle where I can leave my career, it still wasn't an easy decision to leave your career. Just bet on yourself. Like, I mean, now in hindsight, it's the best thing I could have ever done. But in that moment, you think about it, but you don't ever think about like just doing it. Like, all right, I'm gonna just leave and just do this full time, right? Yeah. So I was selling on Amazon, and then January 2024, I came across this opportunity with the Amazon affiliate, Amazon Influencer. And it was still with the Amazon platform, but it's a little different business model, right? You're not buying in large quantities and reselling on Amazon. What you're doing is you're creating content or creating videos, right, for brands. Yeah. These videos, they live on Amazon. When Amazon customers watch the video, your video that you created, you're going to earn a commission from that. So for me, it was a very interesting business model, right? So I I got approved for it, started doing it, and I was like, this is cool. There's no inventory. Right. So one of the big downfalls of reselling is it's inventory based. Yeah. So in order to make money, you have to invest a lot of money. So if I wanted to make 10 grand a month in profit, I would have to, you know, invest like $50,000 worth in inventory. And then that product has to sell. Yeah. So you're taking a lot more risk. For me, I have a kid and I have a family. Yeah. I don't have that appetite for risk anymore like that. That makes sense?
It's more calculated.
Correct. Correct. So even though the opportunity was selling on Amazon, it's alive and well. There's still a lot of money to be made. For me, my appetite for risk changed. Yeah. Which is where I started. I was still selling on Amazon, but I was building my Amazon influencer stores videos. So I got it to a point where now I was making consistent from anywhere from like 8 to like 10 grand with Amazon influencer. So naturally it was just like, you know what, let me stop doing selling on Amazon and just transition to this full time. So that's what I've been doing since. I think I want to say maybe like August, September, August, around there. 2024 is when I completely stopped reselling, and then I just went all in on Amazon influencer, Amazon affiliate.
Okay.
Doing this part of it. So it's been great, man. I love it.
I mean, what were the first real wins that told you like this isn't hype, this could actually work? Like what was that one, or maybe you had a couple of them, but what was that moment you were like internally thinking like, you know, this isn't hype, this is
during I would say first it was my first sale on Amazon, right? When I was selling on Amazon, the first sale, it just hits different. You're just like, fuck. Like, I sent this into Amazon warehouse and it sold. Now Amazon's going to ship it to the customer. And then I made money off of it. It's like, hold up, what? Okay, this is cool. So started doing that. That was the first real win. And then December 2022, that was when I saw like how much potential there was to make money online, right? Whether you're selling on Amazon or doing Amazon influencer, is making money online, right? Yeah. So the making money online for me was a complete game changer, because here we are spending 40 hours a week going to work when, you know, for 5 days, right? And if, like I said, if you want to make more money, you spend more time at work. Yeah. That's the thought, or what was instilled in us. But in December of 2022, that's when I was going hard. My son was born, and I was going hard with selling on Amazon. So I was just like out of my garage, just filling orders, sending stuff to Amazon warehouse, shipping stuff to customers. I was doing it all. Yeah. That month alone, I made double what I was making at. That was when I realized, like, fuck, this make money online. And this is just selling on Amazon, right? Yeah. This opportunity with making money online is powerful, and this is going to change my life. And this is my ticket out. Yeah. This is my ticket out. I spent a long time trying to find my ticket out. This is it. I just didn't think it was going to come so fast. Yeah. But it's there, right? And then with Amazon influencer, it was when I started seeing like the multiple 4-figure, the 5-figure months, when I was like, okay, I can make this happen too now. So yeah, this making money online, it's powerful, man. It's powerful. It's good stuff.
Interesting, man. So let's talk about failure for a second, because you know that's where failure, we learn a lot about ourselves, and that's how we get better. What's one product or supplier or like a move that flopped that really taught you something?
Yeah, I think in reselling, there's times where you purchase inventory and you think, okay, you have this idea, okay, I'm gonna buy it. I researched it already, looked at whatever I had to look at, and I think, and it's supposed to sell. But when you're selling on Amazon, there's a lot more risk, not only with the amount of money that you have to spend to buy inventory, but Amazon holds your inventory. So you send it in, they hold it, they transfer it wherever to other facilities. But there was times where I'll send in product, thousands of dollars worth of product, sometimes even $10,000 worth of product, and the listing becomes deactivated because of some issue with like a medical claim or something like that. Oh, wow. So now the listing is down, your product, your inventory is in limbo, right? That loan is still had to be paid. Yeah. Meanwhile, you're trying to work it out with Amazon, like, hey, this is, you know. Yeah. Now you're having to like trying to get the inventory back so you can liquidate it on like eBay or like however you want to liquidate it. So definitely scary to go through stuff like that, which is one of the reasons I decided to leave it completely. But, you know, like there was decisions that I made in business that have flopped, so to speak. But it's never the end, right? Those are just learning experiences moving forward as a business owner that you're gonna have to deal with, right? Yeah. Now, I still have hard decisions I have to make sometimes, and you know, I do what you got. This is part of being a business owner, right? Yeah. But like I said, each failure is an opportunity to learn what not to do the next time. So
okay. I mean, what does your day look like now versus when you first started? Like, do you have systems? Do you have a structure? Like, what's your structure mindset?
So now, what my day looks like is basically for about 2 hours of the day, depending how my day looks with like my son, if or my wife, she goes to work or whatever. I try to spend at least 2 hours every day doing productive work. So it'll be scaling my business now. It'll be have a community now with the people that bought my who purchased my course.
Yeah,
they get access to the community, help them out if they need help with have any questions. So that's pretty much what my day consists of. Do some work for some videos for brands. Delegate stuff to my virtual assistant. She helps me with a lot of like the editing of my videos and stuff like that, uploading. Yeah. So all the back end like technical stuff.
Yeah,
I outsource that to her. And then
so your virtual assistant, is it a person or is it like an AI now?
No, it's a person.
Okay.
They're in the Philippines. She's in the Philippines.
Okay, nice.
So I trained her to how to upload videos, how to reach out to brands.
Oh wow.
Showed her how to do editing.
Yeah.
Pretty much any like admin tasks that I need. She also uploads all my videos to YouTube for my review channel. So any admin stuff like that, she takes care of. Or if I need something, hey, create me a spreadsheet for this or post this on the group. She helps me with all that. So definitely outsourcing is a major benefit. So yeah, it's pretty much how my day looks. There's times where I'm just like, I don't feel like doing nothing today, so I won't. So I'll just go with the family, take my son somewhere. That's been happening a lot lately because I've just been like chilling lately.
That's the perks of entrepreneurship.
But that's the benefits of this. Like you're in control of your life. Yeah. You're also in control of your business, right? As long as you understand that you need to keep working on your business, on your business. So setting up systems, setting up a plan, so you could be a little bit more hands off, right? Yeah. So now, like with Amazon Influencer, what I love about it is the videos I made up to this point are on Amazon already. So if I don't do anything for the next couple months, those videos are still going to generate me money. If that makes sense. I don't do that because I like to be active with it, but that's the perk is you own your time and you do whatever you want. Pretty much every day.
Awesome, man. Let's talk about some faith, family, the future stuff. Like how has entrepreneurship impacted your family? Like with your time, your presence,
more time,
your energy now.
More time, man. I think for a long time, a lot of us had to go work on holidays, birthdays, work on days that you put in for vacation and they denied it for whatever reason because it goes by seniority, right? Simply for me, it's just having that freedom with my time so I can spend more with the people that matter most, which is my family. So I'm able to do that now, right? So I'm able to like weekends, I don't have to wait till the weekend to get a day off. I could just, take any day off I want.
Or a really big one, just getting held over, right? Doing overtime.
That's one of the things that's probably the thing I hated the most is getting held over. Is like, and this goes back to what I say, how much control the job really has over you is to the point where if they're telling you you're not going home, you're not going home, right? To me, that sounds like you're in prison. Like, what do you mean I'm not going home? During the pandemic, we all saw how bad it was, right? And I think for me now, like, and here's the thing is, okay, now I learned reselling online. I learned affiliate marketing through Amazon Influencer Program. I know how to work with brands, how to communicate with them, how to build shoppable videos on TikTok, Amazon, all that good stuff, right? It goes far beyond what I do now. It's more about learning a new skill, right? Which is getting comfortable on camera, learning how to talk on camera. A lot of people are frightened by that. I was frightened by it in the beginning, putting the camera up and just talking. Like that shit haunted me. But the more you do, the easier it gets, right? So I think it goes beyond that. So, for example, if Amazon took away my account tomorrow, I'll be like, damn. But it's not the end of the world because I have skills that I
Yeah.
learned. I have skills that I learned that I can apply to other things. As opposed to being a correctional officer.
Yeah.
If that job was taken from me, I'd be like, fuck.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? Because let's be honest, like you don't really learn a skill, maybe communication. As opposed to like now, I learned a couple different skills.
Yeah.
To where if Amazon was to take my account, let's say for whatever reason, I'm still gonna build income streams.
Yeah. Well,
that's the skill that you learn.
Even with if let's say that being in the correctional system or any job, if you don't learn other skills, that job can be taken from you too. Like especially in the prison, you can get hurt.
Correct.
Something can happen where you lose your job and now you can't work. You can't show
Prison
up.
closures, now you have to
Closures.
relocate.
Yeah. So I think it's safe to say that learning skill sets is pretty good. To keep that security.
When you learn a new skill, for example, like mine's making money online, doing these different things.
Yeah.
It's like you're walking around with a safety net almost. Because if you ever fall, you got yourself.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I got me.
Yeah.
Because I learned these already. When I was a CO, if I lost that shit, damn, what am I gonna do? Unemployment. First thing I'll do, unemployment, right? What's next? I'll probably go get a job, right?
Yeah.
But then it's like you're circling back to the same thing that kind of put you in that first place. Now, it's like my mind doesn't think like that. My mind's like, okay, I learned a new skill. Now I have a digital product, right? Where I train people how to do what I do. That's learning a new skill. I'm building a community, learning how to teach them, educate people on how to do this, right? That's another skill I'm learning. So if any part of my life or anything is taken away from me, like with Amazon or whatever, I have another skill that I'm building. So it's always this pattern of continuously building, right? To learn new things.
Yeah,
always.
it's really good, man. Yeah. What do your old coworkers say now? The ones still clocking in.
I'm sure I got some haters.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're probably like in the units talking shit. But I mean, honestly, like I don't really talk to any of them no more, to be honest. Maybe a couple on social media that message me whatever how I'm doing, a couple text messages. There's a few that still communicate. Probably, I want to say probably like two.
Okay.
Probably two that still call me, see how I'm doing.
Yeah.
Hey, how's everything? 2 or 3. They're proud of me of what I've done, but it's very minimal because that's I left that life already. Yeah. I left that behind me, so. We still keep in touch with a few of them, not. Yeah. But like we were saying earlier, there's still. I'm sure there's a lot of them talking shit. Yeah. But I mean,
like everywhere, anything.
Like anything you do, man, you're gonna have haters, right?
Yeah. So, what's your long game now? Is it just about Amazon, or is there something bigger?
I think I like helping people. I like helping people that were in the same situation I was in. I think long term, I think I would like to build something where I can teach people these skills in entrepreneurship, right? I kind of am doing it on a small scale with the course that I created. Yeah. On a smaller scale. Okay. But on a bigger scale, I think being able to help more people have a wider reach of the amount of people I can help, not only with entrepreneurship, but with like mental health. I think that's a big part of it as well. So yeah, I don't know exactly how that would look like, or I haven't thought that far out, but that's kind of where I'm like the direction I'm headed for sure.
Let's talk about let's plug in your course for a little bit, man. Like, talk about your course. Anyone looking for a different skill set, why it could benefit them, and if maybe someone wants to earn some extra income and this could help them, and how would your course benefit them?
I think this opportunity with Amazon Influencer. First off, the program is called Amazon Influencer Program, but you're not an influencer, right? Okay. Basically, all you're doing is you take a product like this phone, right? Yeah. Take a product like this phone. You're an Amazon customer. You're shopping for the same phone or this phone case. I'm gonna create a video for this product. I'm gonna talk about what I like about it, the design. It even has this little, stand thing on the back. Yeah. So you already wanted to buy something like this. All I'm doing is showcasing this product and why I like it. Okay. When you buy it, Amazon's gonna reward me with a commission, right? And the thing is, you don't even have to show your face, right? You could just take your phone, record this,
Yeah.
upload it. You don't even have to show your face. You don't have to post on social media. It sounds a little daunting, Amazon influencer, right? But all you're doing is just simple product reviews.
Okay.
Why I think this side hustle that can be scaled to a full-time income, because I have done it, is great for anyone that wants to learn how to make money online, is because it doesn't take, it's a low barrier to entry. You don't need a lot of money to start. Unlike with selling on Amazon, you need a lot of money to buy inventory.
Yeah.
This opportunity, you just have to be willing to step a little bit outside your comfort zone, right? Step outside your comfort zone, because a lot of people, they don't, even though they're not showing their face, the simple fact that they have to talk on camera, it frightens them, right? So if for anybody that wants to learn how to make money online with very little to no startup money, I'm going to show you in this course, walk you through everything you need to do step by step to get started, for one, to feel comfortable talking on camera, and to scale this to a full-time income, like I have been able to do with certain strategies in the last year. Okay. So that's what this course is for.
Yeah.
For those that want to learn how to make money online in 2025 with using Amazon influencer program. Yeah. So
let's be real, man. I mean, even if we all need some extra income right now with the way cost of living is going up, so
I think in 2025 and on, I think a W-2 income it's not enough. Yeah. Even if someone was to wanting to buy a house, I think the amount of income you would need it's a lot. The easiest way to increase your income is not by cutting costs. Yeah, certain things you could cut, right? Mm-hmm. You could maybe cut certain expenses here and there, but that's only going to limit. There's a limit to that.
Yeah.
The next best thing you can do is make more money.
Yeah.
How I teach it is not overtime, right?
Yeah.
That's how OGs teach it in prison. That's all they know.
Yeah.
And to me, that's a shit plan to make more money. I teach people to step outside their comfort zone, take this opportunity with Amazon, and I'll walk you through and show you step by step what you need to do to be successful. Yeah. That's why I have this course. That's why I have this community for those that are willing and wanting to learn this opportunity. So,
Okay. That's great, man. Awesome. Let's get into some rapid fire questions. So, what's one entrepreneur you want to sit down for at least 1 hour? Anyone that comes to mind, or a mentor?
Dang, I think the one that got me into investing into like stocks and stuff.
Okay.
It's Marco from Whiteboard Finance.
Yeah.
Marco from Whiteboard Finance.
Okay.
So I'm in this community, and I had a couple calls with him back in 2019. He's the one that got me into like stock market, Bitcoin. He got me into all that, and then he got me into like running a business and stuff like that. So I know him very well, like online, but I never really like sat with him and like talked with him. But but that'll be pretty cool too. Yeah, because it has been aside from like the job and what I do now, like I think a very important part is what you do with that money that you make, whether it's from a job or a business, right?
Correct.
So what do you do with that money?
Yeah.
Right. Well, before I used to just blow it off, right, on dumb shit, but now I make sure I invest accordingly. Yeah. For myself and my future, with my family. So
okay. And passive income, overrated or misunderstood?
I think it's misunderstood. I think it's misunderstood. I think this idea of passive, there's really no such thing as passive income, because all passive income requires some kind of work.
Correct.
To a certain extent, right? There's a lot of other course creators for Amazon influencer that promote it as passive income because you make a video one time and then it just generates you money, right? Yeah. That's kind of true. But you have to be active with your storefront. You have to be actively uploading videos. So even with like investing into like real estate or stocks that earn passive income, there's still some kind of work that goes involved for a certain period of time. Yeah. In the beginning, and even like throughout the investment that you need to make. Yeah. So passive income is misunderstood because it requires some kind of work.
Yeah. Okay. What's a quote you live by right now?
The one I really like is you're just one fuck it, let me try it away from changing your life.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that one. That's
Fuck
cool.
it, I'll figure it out. Fuck it,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
figure it out. Fuck it.
That's cool, man. I like that. One myth about entrepreneurship that needs to die.
That it's easy
Yeah, okay.
and that you're gonna make a lot of money quick.
Yeah.
I think that's a misconception a lot of people
Okay.
have. I mean, the potential's there,
Yeah.
but it takes time, it takes mistakes, it takes a lot of learning
Yeah.
to get to like that point.
Okay.
You know, so
So, in one word, what does victory mean to you right now, in your definition? Victory, success.
a healthy family, a wife that loves me, a beautiful son, and being able to do what I want without
Yeah.
having to look at the price tag or
Awesome.
like how much I'm gonna spend.
Yeah.
That shit to me is like I made it. You know. I
Yeah.
want it.
Yeah. Well, man, this pretty much concludes our
Cool, man. Thank you
episode, man.
Thanks for
But
having me
thank
on,
you.
man.
Yeah, no, thank you for being on. And I mean, is there anything that I might have missed that you want to get out? Anything that you want to speak about? Anything that I didn't ask and you want to feel like you need to get it out there?
Yeah, man. I think there's the very few, yourself included, of people that work in that really have this mindset of like this desire for like more. There's more to life than just working,
Yeah.
going to work for 30 plus years and then get retirement. But I think a lot of people are curious, right? A lot of people still think that even what I do, like it's a scam and like things like that, right?
Yeah.
But I think people need to really approach things with an open mind, right? With an open mind, with a curious mind.
Yeah.
And I think when you approach life like that, it really does open up the door to a lot more opportunities, right? Because for me, in the beginning, when I started selling on Amazon, right, it was very easy for me and other people to be like, that's a scam. Sounds like a scam.
Yeah.
Like, what, are you gonna make money? What? Like, that's not what we're used to. We're used to going to work, clocking in, signing out, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But I think if a lot more people were just to walk around with an open mind and a curious mind, open and curious mind, I think a lot more doors will open.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't do that because that's all they know.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they're okay with that, and that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I know deep down, I know it's just not me, you, and a few others that think like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot more people that desire for more,
Yeah.
to make more money, more freedom, and just to do something more meaningful that they want to do.
Yeah.
You know, I think if people embrace that, I think they would be a lot better off.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they don't.
I hear
So,
you. Yeah. Yeah.
you know, just walk around life with the open mind. That's it.
Yeah. It's really good, man. Yeah.
That's it.
So, I mean, thanks again, brother.
Cool, man.